This week has been a bit of a weird one, mainly because it's kind of like that in-between stage between like Christmas and New Year and all the rest of it. And there's been a bit of discomfort. But instead of just sitting with it, or rather, instead of just pushing past it, I have been sitting with it. I've asked myself hard questions that I perhaps would maybe push to the side. And I'm remembering that it's okay to take small steps before I take giant leaps, and I like to take giant leaps. I've also been realizing that my memory doesn't always tell the full story, which is a bit of an interesting one for me because I'm quite sure of my memory, but it doesn't always tell the true story. There has been some reflection on 2025 and some reframing on 2025 because my memory doesn't always tell me the truth. And we've celebrated a few things, we've had community, and there's been lots of connection in the past week, which I am so grateful for, which has kind of brought back some balance. I'm Ramat Tejani. This is the Weekly Unfold. It's a space for me to share my asks, my failures, my reminders, lessons, and some of the gratitude that has kind of like shaped the week. Let's get into it. Asking myself, what am I actually upset about? I had a hard conversation, and instead of let me not lie. I was gonna say instead of like going off immediately, I reflected. That's not true. I did go off a little bit, but I took some time after the fact to reflect and be really kind of like really question myself, like what was actually the problem here? Like, let's dive a little deeper. I know in myself it takes some time to sometimes get to the actual crux of the issue, the problem, the challenge, and that's okay. Some people, they can do it really quickly, like back to back. I'm not those people. I need a moment to figure it out. And so actually taking time to sit with whatever emotion was boiling underneath was really important. Was it easy? Absolutely not. Was it necessary? Absolutely. And I'm glad I did, because I don't know, I guess a past Ramat would have been very much like and current Ramat said, hey, I'm owning it. I recognize that I need a moment. Let me take this moment, let me figure it out, and then come back if I need to come back, or just reflect so I can know better and do better in the future. So that's what I did. Another week without many failures, or not, like failures that aren't really worth me. I don't think it's worth me talking about. So yeah, another quiet one on the failure front. This will not continue throughout the year. We know that as a fact, but I'm enjoying it whilst it's here. No failures, or no failures to report on. You don't need to do the whole thing. Take the first step, then another, and then another. Momentum builds, and before you know it, you've walked a mile. That's the reminder that I had this week. I think there's something about wanting to do the whole thing and realizing that that whole thing is so scary and you can't do that whole thing, and then saying, meh, let me not worry about it. I'll just do it like another time, or I'll not do it at all, and I'll whatever. But in breaking things down and in saying, you know what, I'm just going to do the first part. I'm just going to do the first part of this whole big thing and see how I do. Lots of small parts come together to make a whole, and yeah, before you know it, I had the whole thing, which was fantastic. So just take the first step. That's the reminder. You don't need to do the whole thing. You will get there eventually. You will. Data tells a fuller story than your memory. I will be the first to say, I remember things. I've got a great memory. I used to be a lot like that, actually. More recently, I haven't trusted my memory as much, and this is a whole nother conversation, but a lot to do with grief and hold on, an ambulance is going past. A lot to do with grief and the way in which our brains protect us or not. Means that I haven't remembered things the way I thought I would remember things. Anyway, that aside, after a hard conversation this past week, I looked back on like 2025 and was like, 2025 was a lot. Like, it wasn't the year I thought it was going to be. But I looked at my trusted camera roll and I've been reminded that there has been so many reasons to smile in 2025 that I forgot about. So yeah, I don't know, there's just something about like holding on to moments and holding on to memories that we don't always like keep up here, or we do keep up here but they're like parked somewhere else, and so you need to have and see the physical thing. And looking through my camera roll through all the way back to like the beginning of last year, I was like, oh wow, like I forgot that happened, I forgot we did this, I forgot like I took that trip. Can you imagine? So yeah, sometimes our minds can edit out the good, and the evidence is there to help us remember. And on this occasion, I'm very happy that the evidence was there to help me remember. Catch ups with my international bestie, Mr. Jones, and some of the guys from uni. Yeah, it's been great catching up with people. I forget sometimes just how great it is to sit down and have a chat about how people are, what people have been up to, and all the rest of it. So yeah, it's beautiful, especially when you have that kind of friendship where you can literally just pick up where you left off. And I have several of those friendships, both in the UK and in the US where I am currently. So yeah, it was a lovely reminder, and I'm super thankful for those friendships, because I know not everyone has them, but yeah, I've cultivated some beautiful friendships over the years, and I'm proud of Pastor Ramat for that. You did good, babe. You did real good. So it was my birthday, and it was a quiet one, intentionally so. I wanted it to be a quiet one. I went out for a lovely birthday dinner, and it was just, yeah, it was really, really nice. I really enjoyed it. The starter and the dessert were delightful in particular. The main was good, but the starter, I didn't expect it to be as nice as it was. It was like, it was dark, and then the dessert was warm, which sounds really random, but I love a warm dessert over a cold dessert in the winter months. And when I asked the lady, I was like, oh, any of these warm? She's like, no, I'm sorry, they're all just like, they're all cold. And I was like, oh, okay. But when I read the ingredients, I was like, this sounds like it should be warm. So when I got the dessert, it was like an apple cake with like a sauce, and yeah, when I got it, I was ready to receive something cold. It wasn't cold. It was so warm. It was so nice. It was actually delightful. So yeah, super grateful for my birthday dinner, which was yeah, a lovely menu. The world builded community on the Stack World. And so for last, I don't know, I want to say like 2.5 months-ish, maybe 3-ish months, there has been a Sunday night kind of get together with one of the groups on the Stack World, which is a community that hosts communities. It's been run by Neve, I can't remember Neve's surname, but Neve and Sharmadi Reed. And they've been like encouraging us gently to build the worlds that we want to inhabit, and to, in the last kind of like half a few weeks, we've been working towards launching something within a really short sprint period. And I just had a session with everyone, and it was just really nice to hear how far everyone's come, hear some of the ideas, things that people are launching in this coming week. And yeah, I'm really thankful for kind of like the way in which they've pushed us to think differently about how we build spaces and how we launch things in a way that just feels more human and less, I don't know, like rushed and stuff. So really enjoyed being part of that community. And yeah, we'll see what happens next, but I might be launching something as a result. We'll see. We are heading into week 2 of 52, 2026, and as I was saying in my last thing, I might be soft launching something. Don't know, haven't decided yet. Emphasis on soft, no pressure if I don't. But yeah, we'll see. No big announcement coming or anything. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, there's always following week. I'm also taking the week off work because I'm just like, I like the idea of easing back into the world of work at my own pace. So I'm planning to do a lot more resting over the next week and chilling and just not doing very much. And honestly, it's kind of energy that I'm looking forward to carrying forward for the rest of the year. So we'll see. But next week definitely feels like it will be a more peaceful, calmer, chilled kind of week. So let's see how we do. As always, thank you for watching. I almost didn't do this one today because I was long story, you don't need it, but I'm glad I did. I now need to edit it and put it up, but thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like, follow, do all the things, and as always, stay out of trouble, unless it's good trouble, in which case, go wild. Until next time, bye.